Hey scholars, so today we are going to be doing some word work that involves us thinking about how we can pronounce and understand words with certain suffixes. So again, we're going to try to do two things today. One is figure out how to pronounce certain suffixes. Suffixes, remember, are those parts at the end of a word. And there are some very, very common ones in the English language, ones that occur a lot. And so it's really helpful when we're working on our reading to know exactly, hello kitten, are you going to be part of the video? So Stokes is part of the video now, but we're going to be working on how to pronounce these suffixes, because if we know these suffixes, since like I said, they are very common, we see them a lot when we're reading, it will really help us as we read more and more. So there are 5 suffixes that I want to, all right, you asked, there we go. There are 5 suffixes that I want to talk about. The first one is T-I-O-N, the ending T-I-O-N, and it's actually pronounced, even though there's a T in it, it's pronounced shun. So some examples of this would be mo shun, po shun, solu shun. Even though we see that T, if it's followed by I-O-N, we are not going to pronounce it like a T. We're going to pronounce it like a sh. So, again, mo shun, po shun, solu shun. The second suffix that I want to talk about is this ty. And I know that sometimes y's are pronounced like an I, like in the word sky. Whenever we see ty, it's going to be pronounced T. T-E-E. Thank you, cat. So in this case, we have curiosity, seniority, security. Notice how each time it ends with that big E sound. Security, curiosity, seniority. The next one that I want to talk about, the next suffix I'd like to talk about is this, S-I-O-N. And you'll notice it has the same I-O-N that the T-I-O-N does. And in fact, they are very similar. They're pronounced very similarly. They both have that shun. Sometimes S-I-O-N is pronounced shin, if you say really fast, but it can be either shin or shun. But when we see this S-I-O-N as a suffix, we know it's going to have that shun sound. So here we have the word explosion, explosion, television, television, division, right? So we have the shin, division, right? It's almost like a zh, a jin, mission, right? So we see this and we're going to think jin, jin, like an SH matched with a J sound. Here, moving on to our next suffix, we have the suffix ness. This one's nice and easy. It's pronounced exactly like it's spelled. It's a phonetic spelling. Coldness, darkness, dryness. So again, coldness, darkness, dryness. This is not a suffix that is there to confuse you. Same with this last one here. The suffix M-E-N-T is pronounced just as it's spelled. I would pronounce this meant, and in fact, it is pronounced meant. So an example would be ornament, accomplishment. In my head, I just thought about arrangement. So M-E-N-T and N-E-S-S both have the exact sounds you would think, so don't worry about those. The ones you really got to pay attention to, the ones that are really going to be tricky, are the ones that end in T-I-O-N, which is, again, shun, T-Y, which always has the hard E sound, T, or S-I-O-N, which is going to be the jeune, right? So we'll get, and I'm going to say these words now, going from up top to bottom, and I'd like you to say them along with me, right? So we have motion, potion, solution, curiosity, seniority, security, explosion, television, division, mission, coldness, darkness, dryness, ornament, accomplishment. So that's the first part, is going through and getting really comfortable with that pronunciation. So part of your job today is to go back into Gold Rush, which is the fluency reading we did last week, and you are going to use this to help you. You're going to find some words in there that have these pronunciations, that have these suffixes, and you're going to use that to help you as you fluently read the passage. The second thing I want to talk about is parts of speech. Remember parts of speech: nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs. Whenever a word, one of the reasons that these suffixes are grouped together, and I'm gonna bend down so you can see them, one of the reasons that these suffixes are grouped together is that whenever a word has these endings, it is a noun. So that will help us when we're thinking about what's a noun, what's a verb, what's an adjective. If I see a tion, I know it's a noun immediately. Remember, a noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. So even if I didn't know what the word potion meant, if I don't know what that means, I can still understand that it is a noun because I see that tion. That's a clue for me. So what I want you to think about now is I want you to think about what might words that you know that end in tion, ty, sion, ness, or ment, what are some words that you know that you can add to our list? So if you go over into Google Classroom, you will see that you have a worksheet where I'm asking you to do two things. The first thing I want you to do is go through the Gold Rush reading again and find words. There's at least one word with each of these endings. I want you to find it. I want you to put it in your exit ticket labeled, I believe it's called Suffixes Gold Rush. And the second thing I want you to do is I want you to say what you know, what you knew before you even read Gold Rush. What are some words, just like if we were in class, that you might add to this list? What are some words that you know that you could add to this list? So you're going to put that in your exit ticket as well. All right? So as always, if you have any questions, please let me know. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Goodbye, scholars.